What's going on, everybody? Matt Malatesta here, the VYPE Coach's Corner with Clements head coach. Van Price is putting in work. This team is having a great season. Let's talk about what is the secret sauce this year with these Rangers.
Well, we got good players. I kind of mentioned that earlier, in that Divine and Bryce Matthews are, they're 4-year starters. And then, we've added some other guys, and both the Elijah brothers and the Doom, and then Kashab, the freshman. And then you throw in the fact that we got good size too. And these guys are all coachable. They don't fight us on coaching. They take the coaching. They may not like it, but they take it. And so I really attribute that to our success this year.
Talk about Divine. He's had a tremendous season, a little under-recruited, but you've had him for 4 years. What has he meant to your program?
He's meant everything to our program. Dating back to 2 years ago when we went to the regional semis, he was a big part of that. And from his scoring to his defense to his playmaking, and most people don't know it, but he averages right at 7 assists a game. And so he's been huge for us just on both sides of the ball.
Talk about the Elijah brothers. I think it's Aziz. He's had a big year for you. Just talk about, is it toughness? Is it what do they bring to the table?
Well, Rahman, who has been hurt a lot of the season, dating back to last year, where he had some lower extremity issues, and then he broke a bone in one of his fingers this year. It's been really unfortunate that he hasn't been able to stay healthy, because he has really, really good skill. Aziz, was a full-time starter last year. Of course, he's a full-time starter this year, and he's grown like maybe 3 inches since last year, or close to it. And so, but he's always been a guy that can shoot the ball and play defense as well. And so I think with the added size, that's only helped him be a better player.
Joshua Clark is a giant. I mean, and you were talking about these guys, y'all have length, and he has to provide some tremendous length. He's a great guy that clears the board. Just talk about his improvement year over year.
Yeah, well, he came in last year. He was really tall last year. I don't know if he's grown any this year, but he's a legitimate 6'11" with very long arms, and his conditioning has gotten, thus his play has gotten better. And so, that was really the biggest point of emphasis with him, is just trying to get his wind up. He was really short-winded last year, and he's gotten himself in better shape, and thus he's been able to play long stretches, because he's really the driving force behind our defense.
Keys to this season. I mean, we're rounding the corner on the second round of district play. Just talk about what are the keys to have this big run again to potentially regional semis and beyond?
My coaches and I, we talk about that all the time. And then, I actually talk about it with friends of mine that coach, but they're not at Clements with me. And, I've asked them for advice, and they say, man, do the same thing you did 2 years ago. And that is just focus on practice, focus on getting better from day to day. And, because with us being undefeated, the only thing it does is put a bullseye on you.
Right.
Being undefeated doesn't help you win games. And so how you play is what helps you win games. And so we've been really stressing that to our guys about, like, hey, do the little stuff. The little stuff matter in district play, and if you're fortunate enough to, go into the postseason as well.
All right. And, finally, prior to Clements, you're at Westfield. You've been around the city of Houston for a long time as it relates to basketball coaching. How is the health of Houston area high school basketball?
How's the what?
How's the health? It seems like, we got a lot of kids moving around and going to prep schools. How do you see it right now as a super center for high school basketball talent?
I'm going to answer that question honestly. because it sounds like you were asking that from, I don't think you were asking it from just out of nowhere. I don't like the health of Houston basketball. I think we got too many kids that are learning to play backwards. And I think a lot of them are given bad advice on why they should be playing. You know, a lot of kids are playing to get something from it. And that's not the first reason you play any kind of sport. You know, the first reason you should play any kind of sport is because you enjoy it. And then if your talent and your skills are good enough, then maybe you can get something from it. But I'm not saying the health of Houston basketball is in a horrible place. I just don't know if it's trending in the right direction. And so, you know, I look at how the Houston team's doing the state tournament, and we haven't really been competitive against the Dallas area schools. And I think it needs to start trending back to where kids are putting more emphasis on the school that they play at and helping their school be successful versus leaving and trying to go somewhere else because you're thinking a change of scenery is going to get you something that you want. And so I don't like how it's trending, but this is a very, very solvable kind of trend. And so, no, I don't like the health of Houston basketball.
Yeah, I'm the same way. But hey, man, he's a straight shooter. Coach Van Price at Clements, he's having a tremendous season. And he's building something special at Clements over in the Fort Bend area where that has been a power area as it relates to, you know, boys basketball. Coach, keep it up and give these guys a pat on the back, and let's see if we can break this cycle of Dallas winning. Let's get us a Houston team hoisting that hardware.
We're going to try.
All right, Coach. This is Matt with VYPE. We'll see y'all at the games.
Thanks, Matt.